true, Yetunde. Honestly, even me as a real estate consultant, I'm learning a lot from you today.
Thank
Very,
you.
very insightful. How does it differ in other,
State.
states?
Okay, so valuation should not differ. The only thing that should differ is the location in the report. Because I told you, ex-verbond and naives as a guideline.
Is this a national body?
Yes, it's all over. Ex-verbond is Estate Surveying and Valuation Registration Board of Nigeria, meaning as long as you're doing the estate surveying and valuation profession, you are under that umbrella. NIES is the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuer. So that's the institution that guides everything that we do. But the ex-verbond is the regulatory body that puts eyes and see. There's the disciplinary committee too there. So you misdo, they misfire your license.
That's why I heard when you said that your seal is very important.
My dear,
the
number it's not for anybody. It's my identity. So I don't put my identity on rubbish, my dear.
Nice. So outside Lagos, which city do you see as the next big hubs for real estate growth in Nigeria?
Okay, so right now, the honest truth is that, as I say, any city can become the next
Big
vibrant city. The question is that what are the locals willing to do to bring up their city up to speed?
Infrastructure development.
Infrastructure development is key. So right now we can say Lagos and Abuja are on the top of that list. But even, I don't want to be biased, but Lagos might be
the topmost.
Yes. So at the end of the day, but we have cities like Port Harcourt coming up, you know. We have also in the north.
Ibadan,
we have
state.
Yeah. So even in the north, I'm sure places like Kano and Kaduna, even
Abuja.
though I'm not so, of course, Abuja is the federal capital, so there's no contending of that. So I'm not so conversant with real estate valuation in that area, but I cover all locations. I cover Nigeria with respect to this. But at least lately, I've not had things going into that space. So I can't speak as to, but of course, anywhere can be developed with infrastructure and the locals willing to pay the price that is required. So for example, I don't want to go in there. So during my service year, I worked in the Ministry of Lands and Housing in Akwa Ibom State. So of course, Akwa Ibom paid the price for Akwa Ibom to be developed. I'm not a national of Akwa Ibom, but they paid the price. Those days, we were busy, you know, doing all what it takes, because at the end of the day, you are developing a community. You might need to clear out graveyards, you might need to clear out so many, and you need to compensate duly for it. So that also is valuation and compensation comes into it. So you don't just give people. So I quickly want to run into something that we said earlier when I was talking about documentation. So especially for people that speculate, they saw the future and they buy into something. So let's say, for example,
bankers.
Yes, land banking. So you see that, oh, Eleko, Dipsy is coming, Ibejuleki is coming. You want to quickly buy property. You don't have any plans of developing the old until a later date. Everything is set, you resell. Please don't just sit down not doing the right thing. So part of the right thing is documentation.
You have to register that land.
I'm sure we all heard all the sagas that went on with the coastal road lately, that even there were revocations and stuff like that. But, you know, to some extent, people that do the right things will be compensated. And let me now tell you the right things. The right things goes beyond your documentation. So you've done a survey. Some people just feel as if once I do a survey like this, I take it to Alausa, it's registered, that's the end of my journey. Omo. That's just one in a million things that you need to do.
Some people do survey, they do it with a quack. It doesn't even get to the surveyor general.
It is not registered. So that's another. Some people just feel as if to draw survey is survey. So what that means, so let me now clarify that. When you do a survey, what you have just been given is a paper. Well, let me be nice to you. What you've just been given is a provisional survey. So your beacons...
It's the same thing as paper.
So your beacons have not been identified. When you pay the real survey money, they will go and map out. So it's like taking your land to the master plan.
And taking it out.
And there must be coordinates attached to it. A professional, that's land surveyor now, will go and get you those beacon numbers They are paid for it. So anytime they chat, so if the booking number says N60 dot degree and whatever the numbers are, anywhere they chat that stuff,
They'll find your name there.
they should find that the perimeters align with what you have. And because people do things by quack, that's why at times they will chat it. They bought land in XYB estate. By the time they chat their coordinates, they'll go and find it in PYZ estate. Or in short, estates might look nice. They'll go and find it in the middle of the road.
Oh,
Or in the
wow.
middle of the ocean that
Oh
belongs
my
to no
God.
one,
Oh
no
my
man's
God.
land. So due diligence is important. And beyond that, I would like to advocate for the Lagos State government here, even though I'm not their official. One key thing that we must know is that understand the law of the land that your investment is in.
And you will have
That is also why
stress-free.
if you are too busy, appoint the right people. I use the word right.
It's
So
not everybody on the
apologies to our learned colleagues in the profession. No disrespect to anybody in whatever way or shape or format. But most clients get it wrong that once they have a lawyer on their team, that is the end of the solution.
That's not it.
A lawyer by profession has his area of jurisdiction. So part of the mistake you make is when you want a lawyer to act beyond his capacity. And that is when we use example. So we use the word quack. It might look sweet that, oh, maybe it's uneducated, but the surprising thing is that we have professional quacks. So the definition of
like
professional quacks are the group of people
That they
acting,
know
acting outside the jurisdiction
Jurisdiction
of their
of-
profession and posing themselves to be professionals in other places. Do you know those are the things that don't happen in the developed climes. So a real estate end-to-end from inception stage all the way to after service have lines of professionals. And at
They don't want
no
to pay.
at no point do we have the interface because everybody knows where their boundary stops, where it ends. You don't want anything to happen to your license. But because we are still developing, even though we claim to have gotten it, but a lot of things are still missing. And we also call on the government to help us. So going back to what I was saying, it's important that you know the laws of the land where your property is situated. You might not want to burden yourself, onboard a professional. Don't get it mixed up that once you have one professional on your team, he answereth all things. That's even wrong for
And
you.
professional, your professional, your expertise is on a particular thing.
That's what
so
I'm
don't
saying.
just go and say
Don't
that,
go
okay,
and cross carpet.
oh, because I have Yetunde as my surveyor and
So Yetunde should be the lawyer.
You be the lawyer.
Yetunde
It
should
doesn't
be
work that way.
the land surveyor.
Or
Yetunde should be the QS.
No.
Yetunde should be the builder. All
Or
those
Yetunde
things.
should be the realtor.
Yes,
Yetunde
I've told
can be
you,
the
right?
realtor.
I am the realtor because, of course, that's just a terminology change for Nigeria anyway. So, excuse me. So, at the end of the day, all these things have their area of jurisdiction. So, it's important you know the law of the land. So, coming to, you might actually have the right things and still not get compensated if the governor or the government decides to niche on the Land Use Act for public use because they have the right over any land for public use.
There's a master plan
So,
everywhere now.
so at the end of the day, let's say, for example, so that's why it looked funny that someone like El-Rufai, while he was in Abuja, will tell you that I'm seeing graveyard here because that's what says in the master plan, cemetery. And you've gone to build your house across it. It might be that is a railroad that is there. Why is your house in the middle of our rail?
There's a master plan.
So there's a master plan for, not the law. Then do not play. That is why I said I'm trying to be an advocate for the Lagos government, but I'm not a Lagos official, Lagos government official. Pay your ground rent. Do not joke. Land use charge. That's what I mean. It used to be ground rent before. So a mix of this, they turned it to a land use charge rather. Pay your land use charge because if you do not pay all those things,
so after 99 years.
No, even before then. So let me now clarify that. So the governor wants to actually activate his power to use a land for public interest. And at the end of the day, is on your the area that is going to take spans over where your property is. And at the end of the day, there's nothing to show for you paying ground rent and all those charges. Even I heard it's so bad. Please, while you watch this, while Ope makes it public, the professionals in that field, I don't claim to know it all, but I'm aware. And I'm sure those that play as the main professionals in that field are able to speak more on that. I even heard it's so bad to the extent that you might have been paying those ground rent charges. So let's say, for example, now you paid up to 20...
Ground rent, she means is
land use charge, please. Land use charge. Sorry, that was the initial name. So 2024, you paid these government levies up to 2024. And in 2025 was when the governor decided to enact his right to use that place for a public office. And you didn't pay for that year. I had no compensation. No. So that you don't just wake up and now start fighting the government that why was I not compensated? Why?
Okay, so I see when you said we should, when you're on a...
Know the law of the land where your real estate is your investment. And if you don't want to burden yourself with it, ensure that you can't even do without the professionals anyway. So if you want to educate yourself, you know, it's more exciting when you and the person that you've engaged, you're on a talking level. Everything does not just seem like abracadabra. You will know you are getting value for money when you have an understanding even of what the person is saying.
And that's for you to know that you have to watch, you know, podcasts like this to, you know, educate yourself. Yeah, to know what is happening, you know, and don't, you know, Nigerians they're refusing to read. Yeah, you have to read. You have to know a lot in.
There's that saying that if you don't want Nigerians to know anything, just put it in a book. That we don't have reading culture.
Yeah, it's
but I know some people read, but how many percent?
Honestly. What are the biggest challenges in real estate valuers face in Nigeria today?
So to start, policy.
Government policies.
Government policies. So I've told you in a situation whereby we do all these things, they are aware, but the only place that we seem 100% protected is valuation. So that is one of the reasons why even the schools, they've moved it from estate management to estate valuation. So that word can be there, that you didn't just go to school to become a realtor, just be touching property like an agent. So that is another name that even that agent, you know, is like a downplay of what the profession really. Someone will say, are you an agent? You know, if you try that with my husband, he will tell you, no, I'm not an agent. I'm a professional. I'm an estate surveyor and valuer. So we are both in the same field anyway.
That's really nice. So it's a family business. Big shot to Mr. Adesoye.
Yes, so.
Okay, so how effective are government? We just talked about
We talked about policy.
Yeah.
Another thing that is affecting, sorry to cut you short, my dear. So another thing affecting valuation, of course, is infrastructure development. You don't expect a property to be at a location where there's no infrastructure and you expect such property to command value. So that also. Another thing is speculators spoiling the markets. Because why? Their intent is to buy and hold. So at the end of the day, development takes a while. Part of what increases value is the rate of rapid development. So you are in a community where there are a lot of land speculators. You just be the island in the midst of no development.
Imagine. Your value is...
Snakes will start crawling into your apartment because everything surrounding you is just there. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, please.
Okay. I know we've talked about it this briefly, saying that how effective are government policies in government regulations in protecting buyers and investors in real estate sector. We cannot overemphasize it.
So
She's talked about
number one is that policies should empower the right people. It should empower the estate surveyors and valuers as the only people. Yes, it's one of the same thing we're supposed to be. And number two, they should make it stringent that we are not saying we are allowing people that have done this. They've encroached. But if you've encroached, get the right certification and be a part of the family. So as I said, we even have people I don't want to say that they even
Please feel
go through
free.
the four walls of a classroom, but they feel because real estate is juicy, they become the main baba of the area code of the real estate in this place. Then the real estate academy is meant to help bring such people up to speed because they've been doing that informally, but to now convert them to a formal system, have rules and regulations. So, of course, it's not as if while the government policies come to say it's only estate surveyors and valuers that can do all this, at the end of the day, we would definitely not cut out those people. It's just that we need to now open a door that will invite them in, which is currently ongoing. I mentioned the Real Estate Academy, that kudos to the NAIS president. That's Victor, Mr. ESV. I need to give respect to my seniors, please. ESV Victor Alonge. So, of course, all those are ongoing as continuous improvement programs. Yeah.
Okay. How do you see the Nigerian real estate market in the next 5 to 10 years?
So the real estate market is ever growing.
It's
So
evolving.
that's all I can just say. The real estate market is evolving. And as long as the right policies are there, infrastructure development is there, there's a willing buyer, a willing seller. The sky is just the beginning.
It's a very viable business.
Yes, please.
That you should even
You
get
shouldn't
in.
waste time.
Yeah.
So the best time to own a real estate is yesterday. The next best time is now. Do not waste time.
Don't waste time. Call me. Call us. Okay, so what advice would you give young professionals looking to become real estate valuer or to invest hoping to maximize their return?
Okay.
You just said that actually.
So I would like to niche on that a bit because we have the Gen Z categories a lot. And one peculiar thing about Gen Z is that they have this natural default setting of they can call anyone's bluff. So they are not the respectful generation. That's not that's not derogatory anyway, but that's just their inborn attitude. Let me put it that way. So they feel as if they can leave any place. If you are trying to put them in check, I can tender my resignation. It doesn't start and end with this place. So I don't give a hoot about what you're saying. So an advice to them as a professional in this field is calm down. Put your head down. People pay for value. We are talking about engage a professional in the real estate. When you have nothing to offer.
Your experience, it should show you.
So when you have nothing to offer because you are not calm and composed enough to take the learnings that people that have gone ahead of you, it's not about age.
I want to speak something in Yoruba, but I don't know, will you remember? Okay. They said, Agba ki wa loja kori omo tuntun wo.
Yes, it means that the direct translation is that an elder cannot be in the market and a newborn baby's head is bent.
Meaning that
elders will always see her head and say, oh, they'll correct you and say, this baby's head should not be like this. And just to add to what Okoya said, there's also that adage that says, no matter how yuppie you think you are, you have clothing, you cannot have rag as the elderly. What it means is that experience is the best teacher. And the experience that person has gotten, you can never take it off the shelf. So my advice to the Gen Z, the upcoming, is that calm down to learn the profession.
If you want to be a valuer.
Because so that even in whatever thing you are doing, it transcends beyond the profession right now. So that at the end of the day, you are oozing value. People only pay for value. They don't pay for shit. So by the time you have, that is why people wonder why tomato that you can buy for 500 is coming up as 2,500 in a supermarket, because someone has gone the extra mile to add packaging to it, to add sealing to it. Okay, let me talk about meat. So it happened this morning, I'm trying to buy meat with my sister and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, we're like, why are we even here in this market? Let's just enter this particular supermarket and buy. And at the end of the day, it's even fresher. We are sure that it's today. How are we sure that this one on the table is not from yesterday?
And
no disrespect to the butchers. Of course, that community must exist. They serve everybody. We appreciate everything that every hard worker is bringing to the table. We don't undermine it. Not everybody will be able to go to the supermarket, but we are just trying to project the fact that when you go the extra mile, there's a
People
premium
will buy.
people are willing to pay for that extra that you've gone. So calm yourself down, understand it. Don't be in a hurry. You know, at times when you see some of this upcoming, I don't want to be derogatory to say this Gen Zs.
Or this
Some of them
generation.
cannot even write letters. You know, you just get frustrated.
And they're
Those days, so I'm sure Ronke listening to this podcast now, she'll
my
just be
God.
laughing. Ronke, when my boss then will give me work, or Alex or anybody, my goal is to ensure that there's no correction that my boss will make in this thing. I want to make the life of the boss easy. But you know, all these upcoming staffs that we are getting now, they want to disregard your time. You give them work, correction level is multiple. You'll be wondering. You give them work. At times you look at yourself that maybe to save time, it's better I don't even give them at
I
all.
just do it
Let me
myself.
just do my work myself. And they think they are lounging, whereas they are capturing no knowledge unless someone that is actually very deliberate. I think we've spoken about so many things today
I
under this real
know.
estate. We've even
Yes,
digressed to
Tunde,
generate.
I'm telling you, I'm very, very happy that we were doing this. And honestly, seriously, we have to come back. You have to come back and we have to
Thank
do
you.
more things because there's so many things a lot of people don't know. You know, the market now is Nigerians in diaspora. They
Yes.
want to invest in Nigeria, but they're a bit skeptical, they're a bit
Sure.
scared. Are we doing the right thing? But our country is our country. And our country have laws and regulations. And
Nowhere like home.
I'm telling you.
So let's cut you short there.
Yeah.
Please come back and invest
Honesty,
at home.
honesty.
Even if your bigger plans is that I don't really want to come, something will bring you here.
Yeah.
Your immediate families might not be here, but I can assure you a step from you. So your brothers, your immediate siblings are not here, but your parents are back home. Wouldn't mommy, daddy do birthday?
Abi?
Wouldn't grandma do birthday? Wouldn't at some stage grandma go to
you
rest?
know, you were talking about the Generation Z and all that. They want to come back. I'm sure we're going to have so much traffic this December because a lot of them are coming back to Nigeria.
So
for
at the end
30
of the
December.
day, remember that last year, so many people in diaspora were asking themselves, why were they not in Nigeria? Nigeria was the happening place. So why don't you own a real estate? That real estate, you can give it to professionals like myself and Okwe. We are handling Airbnb on it.
Yeah.
The period that you're going to be around, we are blocking it in for you. You are back, you lounge, you go back, and we convert it back to what it used to be for you. So, you know, I think you should also bring someone on board to talk about luxury in real estate. So, actually, we can bring abroad home for you.
I'm telling you.
And we are the professionals behind it.
I'm telling you, Yetunde, honestly, I am. Because I know I've spoken with a lot of Nigerians in diaspora and
Yeah.
they need to know. They need to know. They need to know.
In between it, okay, sorry, I'm cutting you short. Let me market my friend. You know, I'm always proud of people that I associate myself with. She carries her business on her head like gala. So Okwe can enter UK for the weekend because she wants to go and talk real estate. She can enter US for the next 2 days and she's out.
We thank God.
Because she's just there to just do real estate. You know, when real estate becomes bread and butter to you, you go to any extent. And that is what you are seeing here right now.
That's the product.
So, and as I said, the game plan or the vision is to convert our real estate clients to family. That's my goal in my own company.
And referrals.
Of course, when your clients become your family members, referrals is not a problem because they are satisfied, number one. From the first time they met you, they are satisfied. Number two is that when it comes to anything real estate, it's not yet complete until they call you to the meeting room. And apart from that, they are able to tell you that if this person, so just not to mention names, so those days, while I used to work at Imperial Homes,
Formerly GT Homes.
Formerly GT Homes, I brought in a client and I left for another place after several years at GT Homes. And at the end of the day, you know, the family member of that, my client, and some friends, we were at a setting. We went for an event. And at the end of the day, they were like, Yetunde has left this particular, we've called the bank anyway. Yetunde has left here. It's not a bad thing, so I can still keep up with what I'm saying. Yetunde has left GT Homes, now Imperial Homes. So why are you not moving your account? And the brother of the client, not even the client that I brought into the bank now, was laughing that Yetunde has not yet told me to move my money from Imperial Homes. So the money sits there. So when your clients become family, you become invaluable to them, that they cannot take decisions that pertain to your profession without you. And that is too priceless for me. And I think that is where everybody, irrespective of your career, should aspire to be.
Yeah.
Because it's better to get one satisfied customer than to be getting turnover. That one client can bring you 100 other referrals.
You're right. You're right.
So let your first impression count and be professional all the way. All those shady deals will only affect you in the long run.
Yetunde, honestly, you must come back. If you like it or not, you must be back here.
You said
And I want
that
to
10,000
just say thank you so much for this session. It's been, insightful, overwhelming. You know, some of these things that you just even opened up has been overwhelming for me. Like
even you, the professional.
Even me, the professional, I need to go and check. Are you sure that my house is not
in order?
It's not 20 years old left
unexpired.
No, you get what I'm saying. So, but thank you so much, and we're expecting you back again. Thank you.
Yeah,
We wish
it will be
you
a pleasure.
good, successful career in your real estate survey and valuation and
industry.
all that.
Yeah, thank you.
And we know that Grand Pavilion is going to be doing a lot of business with your business. And, watch the space, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye. Take care. Wait to see someone.